Where's my pen? All right, so it's recording. Let's begin. Bismillah. Today we are still in Unit 7. Our topic is Mother Nature, which is about the environment. And the skill that we are focusing in on today is reading. We are going to read about teenage innovators who may change the world. And our topic of the day, I've given you this topic ahead of time. So I hope all of you here have prepared for this topic. Let me see a show of hands. How many of you have prepared and did your research about this topic before we begin class? Anybody? Okay, Iza and Alia. Great, we have a few. So the rest, are you not ready? Aisha also. Good. So I'm going to go ahead and read the topic and then call a few of you. Aside from the 3 R's, share one way how the youth can play their part to protect the environment. You know why I specifically say aside from the 3 R's? Can you guess why? Anybody would like to guess? It's because the 3 R's is the most common thing that students write about. Whenever we talk about the issue of environment, immediately the thing that comes to mind is 3 R's, which is not wrong, you're right, but we also have to think broader. Okay? Don't make our mind so narrow. It is the only thing that we think about. So there were 3 people who raised their hand who have did their research before class. So we'll begin with these people first. Who would like to start? Aisha, what about you? Can you do it? Aisha Rahan, are you here?
Wait.
Okay. While Aisha is preparing herself, let's read the quote here that I put from Charles Darwin. I'm sure everybody, well, you're science students, so you must have heard the name Charles Darwin. We might not agree with some of his theory, but we cannot doubt that he is one of the greatest scientists of our time. So he says, intelligence is based on how efficient a species became at doing the things they need to survive. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of time. So don't waste time. We should use whatever hour, whatever time that we have to think of ways to make our life, as well as the people around us, make our lives better. That's why we are going to be reading about innovators today. And in fact, even in Islam, we know that the most important thing, one of the most important thing is time, right? From the surah Wal Asr, Allah swears by time. Okay, Aisha, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
We can sort the garbage properly into the bins. In this way, it's easier to recycle and helps reduce the amount of trash that needs to be processed.
Okay, garbage sorting. Yes, very important. Thank you, Aisha. Alia, can you share what you found? Alia?
Yes, sekejap.
Okay. Waiting for Alia. Iza, why don't you do it first while Alia is getting herself ready? Can you, Iza?
So can I excuse myself because I think I made the same point like 3R.
You need the same point. Okay, it's all right. Just share.
I think we can lower the usage of non-biodegradable materials like plastic because it took years to dispose. So we should use eco-friendly or reusable bag instead to bring stuffs.
That's good enough. You have some parts of 3R there which is reducing, but replacing is not in the 3R, so that's good. Alia? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I choose to do not waste electric source. For example, we can switch off the lights, fans, air conditioners, or any electric uh, like barang electric.
Appliances.
Yes, appliances. If we not use it anymore, and also we can use solar energy and uh, and less using um, petroleum source. Yes,
Reduce the use of
yes,
petroleum. Okay, kurangkan penggunaan ya.
yes.
Kalau kamu kata less tu kurang, tapi kalau perbuatan mengurangkan, we have to use the word reduce. Alright.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So that's a simple yet effective method. Just turn off whatever electrical appliances that you are not using. That way you can actually help the environment. Okay, so anybody else can share? Volunteers, I'll give you 3 seconds to think. If not, we'll continue. Anybody? Okay, 3 seconds is up. We have only 12 people who show up today, so almost half of the class is not here, but the show must go on. The class has to go. All right, how many of you have heard of this name? Have you? Mariam Muzame.
No, sir.
If you, okay, so if you have never heard of this name, raise your hand. All right, never heard of the name, right?
I
You have?
Saya pernah dengar.
Rasa
I
macam
had.
pernah dengar. Okay, who do you think she is, Alia?
She is one of the uh, sekolah rendah primary students from that school that school
From that school.
apa ni
Alright.
that sekolah rendah tu apa nama sekolah rendah dia tu Methodist. She represent Malaysia in I'm not remember what competition, and he win the gold medal.
All right. Okay. So yes, you have some information about who she is. I'm going to send a link in the Telegram group. So I'm going to let you take a few minutes to read this news article, right? So it's in the, I also put it here in the chat if it's easier for you to access it here. Okay, so please read it and then come back, raise your hands after you have finished reading. If you need to leave the class, you may leave and come back after you have finished reading. Helena tak dapat join. Yes, I know. She already told me. Thank you, Mumtaz. Fariha, you just joined the class. Welcome. I told everybody to read the news article which I sent in the Telegram group, so you can go ahead and read that first. All right, we have quite a few people who have finished reading. So, Najiha. Najia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you share with us what you read about this girl, Maryam Muzammil?
Mariam Muzammil, she was
Oh, what happened to Najia? Did we lose her? What was the invention?
What, sir?
What was her invention? Her innovation, actually.
The upper shell.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, sir, I forgot the word.
All right, all right. Can anybody help her?
She made livestock.
She makes livestock.
Yang
She
2.0.
makes livestock is not correct. Kalau if you say she makes livestock, dia buat haiwan ternakan.
She create livestock feed from crustacean shells.
Crustacean shell, yes. So she makes crustacean shell. She turns crustacean shells into livestock feed, makanan untuk haiwan ternakan. Crustacean shells, you should know what they are. What are they? Do you know? Okay, I'm guessing from the silence is you don't know. Well, kulit kerang, kulit ketam. Crustaceans are those kinds of animals. Kerang. Bukan kerang, kulit je lah. Okay, the shells. Okay, so you would think if you were eating, let's say, any type of crustacean, ketam ke, kerang ke, what would you do with their shells? Well, I wouldn't ask about you, actually. Me, personally, I myself would just throw them away, right? Like, it's completely worthless, useless. You can't do anything with them. But this girl, this little girl, how old is she again?
11.
11 years old, yes. Alia already mentioned earlier that she's in a primary school in Kuantan, no less. So a Pahangite just like us. So she's able to innovate and use these crustacean shells, which would otherwise be completely rubbish, sampah, and turns them into livestock feed. Boleh jadi makanan untuk haiwan. So amazing what she has done. And it is no wonder that she has won 3 international awards so far. Amazing, especially for a person so young. And when we read about these kinds of stories, we shouldn't think, oh, she's amazing. I could never be like that. Well, that's because we don't think too highly of ourselves, perhaps. And we think we'll never be able to do those things. But actually, if you sit and think and do something with your life, perhaps you can do something even greater. we don't really know our potential unless we took the time and tried. So that is why Darwin says, I put the quote there, a man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Use our time wisely, and we might be able to do something as great, if not greater, than what Mariam here has done. Okay, so what we are going to do today is, I'm not going to give you a text today. I want you to find things to read on your own. I've already given you one news article about Mariam just now, but I want you to go ahead and find out more information about teenagers who have contributed in the betterment of the environment. Yeah, okay. Contributed in the betterment of the environment. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, so people, youth, orang muda, teenagers, just like Mariam, who have done great innovation in the field of environment. So I will put you. Yes, yes.
Kena Malaysia juga ke?
No, it can be anybody from around the world, as long as the quality that you need is they are teenagers, youth, pemuda. So I'm going to put you into groups, and then you can research a little bit and then share with your friends, maybe what website you find, where to read. I have a few lists here, but I don't want to make it too easy for you, so I'll let you find by your own. But what you can do is, if you go into Google, you can type things like this. Teenage innovators, environmental issues. So if you type this keyword, it should point you to a lot of useful websites. So just read on one person and share it with the class afterwards. And hopefully you don't run into the same person, because there are a lot of people, teenagers, who qualify for this, okay? Teenage innovators. All right, is that clear, everybody? Any questions before I send you to do a research on your own? Actually, I don't need to send you into breakout groups. You can just stay here and read. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to research and find out. If you do have any questions, I will be here. Just ask away. If for those people who are watching this recording, you can just skip for 10 minutes and come back. Okay, people. Has anybody found anything interesting to share? Or are you still reading? Hello, anybody here? This is making me feel like this is a haunted house where...
Yes, sir.
Oh, you are here. Okay, Iza. Others, can you raise your hand if you are here, please? Yeah, don't turn this into a haunted house, right? Okay, so just tell me very quickly what you have found about. Anybody who'd like to go first?
Can I say?
Okay, Alia.
I found about Nikita Rafikov. She lives in Georgia. When he is 11 years old, he developed a way to embed GFP or green fluorescent protein into windows to create efficient glass and lighting. By embedding the protein into the windows, Rafikov has found a way to light rooms without the use of electricity.
Okay, yeah, that is very interesting. You can light rooms without using electricity by just using, what is it called? GFP?
GFP.
GFP, okay, very interesting. When did she develop this? Did you have any idea, Alia?
What?
When did she develop this innovation?
When?
Huh.
I don't know the years. I just know he saya tak tahu tahun bila.
Okay, you don't know the actual year, but that's all right. That's all right. You found out. The most important thing is the person, where she's from, and what she did. Thank you, Alia. Anybody else can share with the rest of us? Anyone? Yusuf, yes.
Okay, from what I read, she is 80 years old girl from Egypt, and her name is Azza Abdulhamid Fayed. She invented plastic trash into a biofuel like ethanol.
A plastic what? Sorry?
She can make ethanol biofuel from a plastic.
Like a plastic bag?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fuel from
a
plastic.
bottle.
And bottles. Okay, interesting. See, the most mundane things you can actually turn into something useful. Thank you. Anything else you would like to add to that, Yusuf? From Egypt, right?
No.
No. Okay, so we've heard from America, and there's one from Georgia, is in America, and this girl in Egypt, 19 years old, almost as old as you are, just a bit older. Anybody else? Thank you, Alia and Yusuf.
Okay.
Yes, Mukhlis.
I found from my research. Kelvin from Africa, Guinea, Africa. Most people call it Elon Musk of Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
It make car from scratch. It make car from the scratch.
A remote car?
Car.
A car, okay.
From the scratch. 18 years old teenager.
Using what, sorry?
Scratch.
Scraps.
Trash. Trash.
Is it like this? How do you spell it?
Baru-baru terpakai sih.
Barang terpakai. Trash. Okay. All right. So light source, I would say. Sumber lampu. The second one was the girl from Egypt. She made biofuel using plastic. A car from trash. Okay, good. Let's keep going. Anything else? I'll just write there for number one. It's GFP. I don't remember what GFP actually stands for. Anybody else? Dot, dot, dot. Quiet. Everybody is thinking. Mumtaz, did you find anything? Huda?
Yes.
Okay, Mumtaz.
So I found an article about Fiona Ferreira from Ireland.
Ireland.
He grew up near the ocean in West, and he loved it. As he grew up there, he really loved the sea. So about his invention, he found a way how to remove microplastics by using magnetic liquid called ferrofluid.
Okay, so what is this used for?
I think that
I think I can guess what it is used for, but I'd just like to have a confirmation from you what it's used for, Mumtaz. Is it used for cleaning the ocean?
yes, we can avoid ocean pollution.
Yes. Okay. As I thought. Thank you, Mumtaz. What about anybody else? Sufi ke Iza, Najiha, Isha, Fariha, Amira also? Anything you people have to share?
Me, sir.
Okay, Iza.
I've read about teenagers named Elif Bilgin. She was 16 years old at the time because it was in 2013. She lived in Turkey. So she once turned banana peels into non-decaying bioplastics through chemical process. So she said that her project can be a solution to decrease pollution problem caused by petroleum-based plastic, and she once won an award too, but I don't remember what.
Okay, so we have here at least 5 examples of teenagers making great innovations that can help save the environment, can preserve the environment. So we have here a girl who can create light source to light the room with GFP. What does GFP mean again, Alia?
Green fluorescent protein.
Protein, okay. Green fluorescent protein. Do you have any idea where she gets this from? Like, what is it made of, this GFP? Seaweed or something?
GFP is the protein found in certain jellyfish.
Jellyfish. Okay.
Yes. Only certain jellyfish.
Certain jellyfish. Okay, still interesting. Okay, thank you. That's the biofuel from plastic is a boy from Egypt. Also pretty young. Car from trash from Africa, I believe. This boy, how to remove microplastic using magnetic fluid to clean the ocean, from Ireland. And this girl from Turkey turns banana peels into non-decaying plastic. And now we can also add to this list of amazing teenage inventors. We have the girl who can make, what was it? Crustacean shells, turn actually. Crustacean, oh, what is that spelled? Into what? What did she turn it into? Oh, I cannot find the word. To feed, animal feed. Livestock, yeah. Haiwan ternakan, livestock feed. Right. And you know who else could be on this list? It could be you. Potentially. Ada kemungkinan. So spend some time every day just thinking about the environment and think of what maybe we can contribute to the betterment of the environment. So we've heard a lot of examples of teenage youths making great innovations in this field, which will lead us to your task for today. So now that you have read it, I want you to make a poster. Okay, so you have read about them, make a poster about them, these teenage inventor in the field of environmental preservation and their innovation. Your poster must include these things: the innovator's background, you have the name, age, origin, which many of you have stated before. So find out a little bit more, and etc. means if there are any other information that you feel like you should include in your poster, please go ahead. Number 2 is, of course, their innovation, what it does, what it's made of, and this one, how they get the idea. If you can find information about this, please include it. Include pictures of the person and the thing that they make as well, if you can find them. And number 4, this is optional, if you can find an inspirational quote from the innovator. So this one, if possible. So if they say something about what great things that teenagers can do to the environment, put it into your poster. So this poster will be your assignment for this week. You can make this poster by hand if you want to. You can also make use of digital poster making services. You know, if you have Canva or any apps that allows you to make poster, you can also use those. So use whatever which is convenient for you. Any questions?
No.
Do you understand what you have to do?
Yes.
Hands up if you understand.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I will put an assignment on Google Classroom, and you can share that poster, not share, turn in the poster using Google Classroom when you have finished. You can use the same person that you read about today in your poster. Okay, so if there are no questions, you can actually start doing it right now. We have 10 minutes of class left, and I don't have anything else to share with you. So start now. Turn what you have read into a poster. Is there anything else? If not, we'll end the Google Meet here and you can start working on your poster. Nothing? Okay, so I take it there are no questions. Everybody knows what you need to do. That will be all. Thank you very much, everybody, for attending and joining today's class. We have learned some I might have not taught you a lot of English stuff today, but you have read about great things that teenagers can do. And I hope that this inspires you to become a better person and a person who can contribute to the betterment of the environment at large. All right, with that, we'll end the class with Tasbih Farah and Surat Al-Asr. Subhanallah bihamdik. Asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. And I will see you in the next class. I hope to see your amazing posters soon. Till then, assalamu alaikum and take care, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.